Remove the air cap and release the air from the air chamber. Make sure to cover the valve to prevent oil from spilling. Use a 5mm Allen key to remove the air side lower screw. After removing the screw, lock it 2 to 3 times again. Use a plastic hammer to hit the head of the screw in order to detach the compression rod from the lower. Then remove the screw. Remove the rebound adjuster knob. Use a 3mm Allen key to loosen the rebound fixing screw. Before removing the screw, lock it again 2 to 3 times. Use a plastic hammer to hit the screw's head so the cartridge will detach from the press fit in the lower. Then remove the rebound fixing screw. This way, the lower can be removed. The bottom-out bumper and spacer can be removed from the compression rod afterwards. Then use the auto trim removal tool to lift up and remove the lockout knob. Take out the small steel balls and springs. Use a 28mm flat ground socket to remove the lockout cartridge. Then use a cassette tool to remove the air top cap and the air chamber spacers. Use the same cassette tool to loosen the compression rod negative air spring assembly. Pour out the air fluid residing in the stanchion. Disassemble the compression rod parts. Use a clean, lint-free rag to clean the inside of both stanchions. After all parts have been thoroughly inspected and cleaned, the fork can be reassembled. Apply genuine suspension fork grease to the upper and lower bushing positions inside the lower. Add lubricating oil to the foam rings. Then apply a liberal amount of grease to the compression rod's negative air spring assembly. Use the cassette tool to reassemble the compression rod unit into the stanchion with a torque of 7 to 9 Newton-meters. Then apply a liberal amount of grease to the compression rod. Pour 5 to 10 cubic centimeters suspension air fluid into the air side stanchion. Then use a liberal amount of grease on the O-ring of the air guide. Use the cassette tool to assemble the air top cap with a torque value of 10 to 13 Newton-meters. Use a shock pump to inflate the air chamber to our standard air pressure of 60 to 70 psi or your preferred air pressure settings noted prior to performing the service. Install the bottom-out bumper and then apply grease on the contact surface between the spacer and the bumper. Make sure it is installed in the correct order. Then add a liberal amount of grease to the rod of the damper cartridge. Apply Loctite 243 thread locker to the threads of the cartridge. Use a 28mm flat ground socket to reassemble the cartridge back with a torque value of 10 to 13 Newton-meters. Assemble the lower. Apply a tiny amount of Loctite 243 thread locker to the threads of the rebound fixing screw. Use a 3mm Allen key to tighten the screw to a torque of 5 to 7 Nm. Reassemble the rebound adjuster knob afterwards. Then apply a small amount of Loctite 243 thread locker to the threads of the air side lower screw. Use a 4mm Allen key to tighten the bottom bolt to a torque value of 5 to 7 Nm. Finally, assemble the air cap. Install the small steel balls and springs. Align the lockout knob with the hex cartridge lockout axle. Make sure the nose of the knob is pointing in riding direction when the fork is locked. Test whether the function and adjustment range of compression and rebound is fully given and if the fork is performing smoothly once the compression is dialed out entirely.